Now I really like this demonstration showing how sunlight would look if it were shining in on the Earth from millions of miles away, or if the sun were only thousands of miles away. You tell me which matches what we see.
We're using a small flashlight to represent the sun, and it's about an inch off the ground. And I'm also using a piece of cardboard that I cut slots into to represent the clouds. Now you will notice, I could have started back a little bit further, but it's far enough. You can see. You will notice the further I am away from the light source, the flashlight in this situation, the more parallel the light rays will be. You notice the closer I get to the light source, you will see the light rays begin to form angles which lead back to the source of light, creating crepuscular rays, which is exactly what we experience when we observe the sunlight and the rays peeking through the clouds.
Yeah, very nice. Corresponding to what we see. You see, if the sun were millions of miles away, there's no way a sun that far away could produce crepuscular rays this way, or rays of light coming in at an angle. It would have to be much closer than they actually tell us. Now, also, they tell us about the curvature of the Earth. Bill Nye telling us that boats disappearing hull first are evidence of the curving Earth, which they like to say is round. I beg to differ. There's a big difference between round and spherical. Round is two-dimensional. Spherical is three-dimensional. Okay, yes, the Earth is round. It's round. It's a flat circle. A pancake is round. And here he is, one of the number one proofs that the Earth is a globe with corresponding curvature.
Extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. So I am now going to make a wild, way out, extraordinary claim. The world is round. For curvature of the Earth horizon model assurance. Watch. As ships sail away, they don't disappear all at once. No, first, the bottom will disappear. See, the bottom of the ship is gone. Now we can see midway up, and then the whole thing disappears.
What they're doing here is hijacking perspective and angular resolution. We can only see so far, where the sky appears to merge with the ground of the Earth, which is what they call a horizon, a horizontal horizon. Now, he won't tell you that, well, at the time of this propaganda of curvature of the Earth, we didn't have zoom cameras the way we do now. And what's this? That's right, Chicago from 52 miles away. That's impossible on a globe that's 25,000 miles in circumference. It is not the curvature of the Earth blocking these boats out as they sail a couple miles away from you. Now you would have thought, watching that boat sail away, disappearing hull first, that it was the curvature of the Earth obscuring your view, when it's not. It's angular resolution. Go look that up. Even Google will explain that to you, but they sweep it under the rug of scientism. One moment, please.
63 miles.
Who jumped out of a perfectly good balloon? What's his name? Felix Baumgartner. He would have been about 2 millimeters above the surface of this globe. That's his edge of space jump. Now, I don't. It's fine. He wants to. I don't have a problem if he does it, but the honesty of it would greatly diminish what I think people thought he was actually doing. And not only that, they made sure to photograph him standing there with a really wide-angle lens, which curves horizontal lines. So in the photo, you see this curvature of Earth's surface, and he said, "Wow, he's in space. Look at that." No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of the Earth if you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball. You just don't. That stuff is flat.
Okay, so this Felix character was 128,000 feet high. That's almost 30 miles high. And in the other video I just played for you, that was 62 miles high. And in both cases, your acclaimed and esteemed physicist here, Neil deGrasse Tyson, guarantees you that you cannot see the curvature of the Earth 60 miles high in the one instant, and in this one 30 miles high, that you cannot, looking down or out across, see the curvature of the Earth. So I would love to ask him, how is this curvature that we cannot see looking down, 60 miles high in altitude, how can that non-existent curvature block a boat or a ship from only 2 miles away? Of which I remind you, we can zoom in, we can watch it sail away and disappear, and zoom right back in on it and see the whole boat. How is that? He's doing this because he knows anyone can send a helium balloon with a camera up and see the horizontal horizon of the Earth 20 plus miles high, and there's no curvature. None whatsoever. So we're lied to, we're deceived about how far away the sun is. We're deceived about the very ground we stand on. There is no curvature. We would never be able to see as far as we do per a globe 25,000 miles in circumference. So people in my family, some of them, want to think I'm crazy for challenging what they're telling us that they cannot demonstrate. The only reason everyone believes it, or did, is because we were programmed to believe everything they say. You listen, you hear, you write it down, you memorize it, and you regurgitate it for a test or during a lecture, or trying to seem smart amongst your peers. You instantaneously believe everything you read in Scientific American, just like I did. Do you know what National Geographic has a documentary on? How the CIA tried to employ mind control over people in the military and crazy people at nut houses. Don't sit there and tell me that they are looking out for our best interest. You just don't have no idea what's really going on. And here that is, I bet you never heard of that, National Geographic, and you can read that, and you can hear this. I'll play a little of it.
In the wake of World War II, the U.S. government is engaged in a large number of secret medical experiments designed to help win the Cold War.
which was mind control and giving people drugs that they weren't aware they were taking or ingesting. Unbeknownst to the subject, the patient at the nut house or hospital, they were doing this on a large scale, and I promise you, they did not come forward and admit this. They were busted. Okay? There's a whole bunch of things you don't know. Type that in. National Geographic Channel. So no, yes, I will disagree with you if you try to tell me I'm standing sideways and upside down on a giant spinning ball spinning faster than a bullet at the equator. Okay? And you're not going to tell me that some force, power, or thing that they've never directly detected itself is making it all possible. Okay? Because if we did live on the outside surface of a giant spinning spherical water world space ball, then gravity would be more real than electricity and magnetism combined. Okay? We have directly detected, identified, studied, isolated, and harnessed electricity per current and magnetism per field. Okay? These are insubordinate forces to gravity. Okay? Gravity would be the king, and electricity would be an admiral, magnetism would be a general. Okay? No one on the earth has ever directly detected gravity itself per any known means of propagation. It is illogical. You have to have faith that they are being honest with you. And do I need to show you what Google says when you ask, what don't we know about gravity? Well, let's see if it's even still there. I won't use stock footage from 6 months ago. Oh my goodness! They finally took it off. Okay, they took out the part. However, if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. And then it says gravity is a force of attraction. I'm going to show you what it used to say. I can't believe that. Well, honestly, I did expect them to remove that. You know. So the videos I made, there's someone out there aware of it. And they removed the part that was self-incriminating. I'm going to show you what it used to say. No, it doesn't say that no more. What we know about gravity. No, what don't we know? I'm going to try to type it in again to see. Then I'm going to show you what it used to say. Yep, same thing. Now let me show you what it used to say. Now right here you can see on Google I would type in what don't we know about gravity. And every time it would come up, however, if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. And then we only know how it behaves. Gravity is a force. Now they're just saying gravity is a force. They're just putting in all this here. In that first sentence, here, hilarious. I can't believe they even had it like that. Then when I started pointing it out, I thought to myself, okay, now it's a countdown to see how long that lasts. Because I must have quoted it at least 2,000 times in different arguments on different channels. I would leave the link saying, well, what does this mean? Tell me, why don't they know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way? And then I'd leave the link to this video I'm showing you and dare anyone to type in, what don't we know about gravity on Google, and tell me why it says, however, if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. And alas, finally they've removed it.
We have no idea. Okay, next question. Oh, here's the difference. We can describe gravity. We can say what it does to things. We can.
Yeah, descriptions, that's all you got. Supposition. What it is, I don't know. However, if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. After Googling what don't we know about gravity, Ah, you bunch of cornballs. Yeah, you had to change that. Well, I exposed it pretty much. I'm doing so again. That is big time damage control. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, so there they are. They don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way because they cannot detect, identify, isolate, study one iota of present substance or form of gravity itself. Okay? The alleged fabric of space-time, curving all matter to the center of the earth, not one scintilla of the alleged fabric of space-time can be directly detected, identified, isolated, studied, or harnessed. It's all assumption, supposition, and description of said assumption and supposition. Gravity itself does not exist. Only their descriptions, or what they say it does or will do. Gravity sprung into action after nothing from nowhere, at no time and no place, exploded, and gravity assembled the Earth, the Sun, the Moon, your planets, the stars, galaxy after galaxy, millions of galaxies, and to date, no one has ever directly detected current, field, wave, beam, ray, or particle of gravity itself on the Earth. They'll say, well, we detected gravitational waves from two black holes colliding over 1 billion years ago. And when people tell me that nonsense from LIGO, I say, well, why can't LIGO directly detect gravity itself on the Earth right now? Okay, yeah, because there's none there to detect. If it was holding everyone down on the outside surface of a giant ball, it would have presence, substance, and form of itself doing it. Okay? And that's a fact.